Alright, this is a guide on how to speedrun the Cruxville Junior High map on Lunch Lady. This guide will not go over the individual spawns for pages and keys in every room on the map. A detailed spawn map will be on screen now, or can be found in the main Manic Mice Discord. I recommend learning or at least becoming familiar with the page and key spawns before watching this video, so it'll make a little more sense. This video will basically discuss page spawn rules and general strategies used in speedruns for different amounts of players. Let's start with page spawn rules, starting with the main hallway. For simplicity, let's divide the two sections of the starting area into A side and C side. A side being any rooms to the left of the exit towards A hallway, and C side being any rooms to the right of the exit towards C hallway. A map showing these sections would be on screen now. Each side, either A or C, will have 0 to 1 pages, a maximum of 1 or a minimum of 0. For example, 1 A side, 1 C side is possible because it does not violate the maximum of 1 rule. This is the same for 0 A side, 1 C side, and 0 A side, 0 C side. However, 2 A side, 0 C side is not possible because it violates this rule. Knowing this information, if you get a page in the first available page spawn on, let's say, A side, you know that for sure no other page can spawn on A side. And I'd like to note that it's important to remember the amount of pages you get in the main hallway, which is A and C side, because you can use this information later in the run. More on that in a bit. Next is the back hallway. Back hallway is considered to be anything past the second set of doors in A hallway or C hallway. This area can be further divided into 4 sub-areas, known as classrooms, B hallway, connector, and computer labs. A map showing these sub-areas will be on screen for clarification. Basically, all you need to understand about back hallway is that in each red circle, there is only one spawn that will have a page, meaning that you have a guaranteed 4 pages in the back hallway, only 1 page in each sub-area. Knowing this information, similar to the main hallway, if you get a spawn in the first spot you check, in let's say hallway B or any other sub-area, there is a need to check any other page spawn in that sub-area. Note that you may still have to check key spawns for either B key or staircase key. And you may have noticed, on the map there is still one spawn, circled in purple, that is not in any sub-area. Just know this page does not affect any other sub-area, and there will be more on this later. Next is basement. Once you complete the back hallway, getting your 4 guaranteed pages, you should then head to the nearest staircase. The basement is probably the easiest area on Cruxville. In all of downstairs, you will always only get 1 page, meaning that you can check your first page spawn and instantly leave because you know there can't be anything else located in the rest of the page spawns. Note that Principal's key does have 2 spawns downstairs, so leaving on that first page might result in missing a key. Finally is the upstairs, which is the most confusing part of Cruxville. I'll start by explaining a normal situation, which has 2 pages in main hallway. We can start by dividing the upstairs into 2 sections. One section is the principal's office, which includes the 2 corner rooms, and the other section is the back science labs, which includes small closet rooms on C side. There will be a map on screen showing these areas. In the principal's section, you will always only have 2 pages. These pages can spawn in one of 2 situations. Situation 1 is that you open the principal's office and get 2 pages inside. The second situation is that you open principal's office and only get 1 page. Since you only got 1 page, you know that that other page is in one of the 2 corner rooms. Note that you cannot get 1 page in each of the corner rooms, which would eliminate any pages in PO. You always have to get at least 1 page beyond the locked principal's door. Now for back science labs. In an ideal situation, which is 2 pages in main hallway, you will have 1 page in all of back science labs. So if you check the first closet and you get a page, then you know there isn't anything else. However, this area becomes a little complex when you don't get that ideal situation. The page spawns in back science labs can technically have 1 to 3 pages, a minimum or guarantee of 1 and a maximum of 3. You can determine whether you have 3 pages, 2 pages, or a single page based on how many pages you get in the main hallway, A side and C side. For example, if you get 1 page A side and 1 page C side, totaling to 2 pages in the main hall, you instantly know that there is only 1 page in the back science labs upstairs. If you get 0 A side, 1 C side, totaling 1 page in the main hall, then you know how you have an extra page in the back science labs upstairs, meaning you have 2. And of course, if you get 0 A side and 0 C side, then you know you have 3 pages in back science labs upstairs. This is why it's important to remember how many pages you get in the main hall so you can determine how many pages you need upstairs. Alright, that's it for page spawning rules on Cruxville. Now for general strategies for a solo and duo run. Note that these are generally the best, and other strategies may be better, but this is what the current world records use. Also, these explanations are going off the ideal situation, meaning that it won't take into account things like a bad lunch lady spawn or bad keys. In a solo game of Cruxville, generally it is better to head A side first. You are aiming to get a C key and a page on A side. Once finishing A side, you want to run across the main hall towards C side. Ideally, you want to already have the C key and will get A key and your C side page in the first room you check. If not, check whichever rooms you need to acquire the keys / potential pages you need to continue. You then want to head down C hallway to get to the back hallway. Once here, you can get your computer labs page and a potential B key and staircase key. Continue looting all of back hallway, preferably in a linear fashion, which would be computer labs, then connector, then hallway B, then classrooms. Once the back hallway is complete, you then want to head into the basement from A side to get your page. It is important to go down A stairs because you have the close right closet, which has the potential to have the basement page plus a possible principal's office key, and you can be out of basement as quick as possible. Once done with basement, you then want to head upstairs through C stairs. Make sure at this point you know how many pages are in the upstairs back science labs based on how many pages you got from main hall. Once getting your required amount, you then want to head to PO and get your last 2 pages from there. In a duo game of Cruxville, you want to have both players go A side. Here, you will want A key and a potential page. This strategy is banking on you getting this A key so that you can both head down A hallway into back hallway. For duos, it is important to assign one player as the staircase player, who is responsible for the basement and upstairs, and one player who is the back hallway player, who is responsible for C side and obviously back hallway. When heading down A hallway, the staircase player will sprint directly to the staircase key spawns, and as soon as they pick up the key, run directly back to A stairs, where their route will continue the same as a post-staircase solo run, with the only main difference being to die upstairs so the back hallway player can exit. The back hall player, when entering the back hallway, will immediately begin looting back hallway in this order: classrooms, then computer labs, then connector, then hallway B. Once they finish hallway B, this player wants to exit through the B hallway doors that lead back to the main hallway. They will then head towards C side and check to see if a page spawned there. Note that you want to communicate how many pages are upstairs to the staircase player based on how many pages you get in the main hall after you're done looting C side, so they know how many pages they're looking for in back science labs upstairs. Note that the upstairs player may finish before the back hall player, meaning that they will not have this information. Just a quick note on 3-player and 4-player runs for Cruxville. It is very subjective on where the extra players can go. However, it is recommended to stick with the 1 back hall player and at least 1 staircase player. I advise to send 1 person specifically for basement and then 2 players upstairs. And yeah, that's basically all you need to know when speedrunning Cruxville Junior High. Hopefully this video is helpful, and feel free to ask any questions in the comments. Peace.
135, let's go, boys!
Oh, let's go!
Shit,
It's never gonna be beaten, ever!
oh,
Unless we beat it.
Unless we
the
beat it.
death of trios right there.